How to make her desire me if she's not interested? This is one of the most common questions I hear from men. But as a psychologist, I must say right away, force is not the right word. Desire cannot be imposed by strength or manipulation. However, interest is a dynamic structure. It can be sparked if you understand how the human psyche works. Today, we won't talk about pickup or cheap tricks, but about the deep mechanisms of attraction. We'll explore why we are drawn to the unavailable, how your own value changes the perception of you by others, and where the line between sincere interest and dangerous obsession lies. This will be an honest conversation about male and female psychology. Let's find out what's really behind the word "I want." Why do we so often desire those who are indifferent to us? The psyche is structured paradoxically. We attribute supreme value to what is unavailable. In psychology, this is called the scarcity effect. When a woman doesn't show interest, she is automatically perceived by the brain as a prize of a higher order. A man begins to invest his thoughts, time, and emotions into her. And the more he invests, the more expensive she becomes to him. But the secret isn't to chase her. The secret is to become that scarce resource yourself. A woman begins to feel attraction not to the one who pursues her, but to the one who possesses his own value, independent of her approval. Attraction is born where there is room for curiosity, not where everything is presented on a silver platter from the first meeting. Psychological distance isn't a game of hot and cold. It's a demonstration that your life is full of meaning even without her. This is what creates the first impulse of interest. The main trigger of desire is your projection of self-worth. Women read a man's state at a biological level. If you approach her from a position of need, from a state of please, notice me, it's repulsive. This is a signal that inside you is a void you want to fill with her attention. True attraction is evoked by a man who feels sufficient. When your confidence comes from internal grounding, not from external achievements or the number of women. This isn't about arrogance. It's about a calm awareness of your place in the world. If you want her to want you, you must first want the life you are living. Your passion for your work, your interests, your development. This is what creates an aura of attractiveness. We want to be near those who glow from within. Desire is always a desire to touch something powerful and stable. Become this center of gravity, and people will start to be drawn into your field themselves. This is the law of psychological magnetism. The second important element is the ability to create an emotional context. Most men make the mistake of trying to logically prove to a woman why they are right for her. They list their qualities, achievements, reliability. But desire isn't logic, it's emotion. You can't convince someone to want you. You must make her feel something. Laughter, slight tension, excitement, even a little irritation. Any strong emotion works better than boring politeness. Attraction is chemistry, not mathematics. One of the most powerful triggers is unpredictability. Not in terms of being erratic, but in terms of not tailoring yourself to her expectations. When you have the courage to disagree, when you have your own opinion, when you can joke about yourself or the situation, you become alive. You move out of the category of just another admirer and become a personality. A woman begins to want the one who can pull her out of her usual emotional numbness. Be the one who changes the temperature in the room just by being there. I am obligated to make an important warning here. There are many tips on the internet about how to hack the female brain, how to use NLP techniques or ghosting to cause addiction. Yes, it might work in the short term, but the price of such victories is a ruined psyche and toxic relationships. If you build attraction on manipulation, you will always be afraid the mask will fall. You'll live in constant tension, controlling every step. Real, deep desire is only possible in a space of honesty. My task as a therapist is to help you build a healthy attraction. If a woman categorically says no, respecting that no is also a sign of a strong and attractive man. Sometimes the best way to provoke interest is to accept rejection with dignity and move on. The paradox is that it's exactly at this moment when you demonstrate your independence and respect for others' boundaries that interest in you might flare up with new force, but you won't be chasing it anymore. You'll have enough self-respect to choose those who choose you. To sum up, if you want a woman to want you, stop thinking about how to influence her. Start thinking about who you are. Develop your inner strength, find your passion, build a life that takes even your own breath away. Desire is an echo of your own attitude towards yourself. I want to ask you, what do you consider the most attractive thing about yourself? Not in your car or wallet, but specifically in your personality. Write in the comments. I'm very interested in your opinion. And remember, the sexiest organ is your brain and your integrity. I'm Maria. Subscribe to the channel to better understand yourself and others. See you in new videos. Take care. Bye.